We are situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the New York Jets. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, as we are off and running on EA Sports. Gets past one man. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Purdy going to the air right away. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety rolling into position, almost had it, but it's second down. You talk about this Jets defense.
They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Purdy looking to throw.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Purdy now to throw. Now he's going to step up and run.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
This is taken at about the 14. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return.
And the Jets will take over.
Looking to put a drive together.
Now Hall to start the drive.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
This defense for the Niners, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Hall again on 2nd down.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Third and 4.
Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Burrell. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he is going to have a Jets first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. The Jets had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while, because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 2. Side taken in by Pittman.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
You look at this Niner defense.
This unit 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll run with Hall. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulder square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Burrell.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
They'll get this out wide to Taylor. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45.
It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it, because 4 for 4 already, I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
And the 49ers going to take another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter.
They're down to 1 remaining. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Burrell. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
And they'll run with a 2nd-round pick from April's draft.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
Here's Purdy. Open man, the former Gator. It's Ricky Pearsall.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, 49ers.
Up the middle they go.
Thorpe. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
That's a 33-yard line.
Purdy. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
2nd and 10. Back to throw, Purdy.
And his throw is incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Purdy. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And this one is right through. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start on the ground. Hall trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Sam Williams bringing him down that time.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Operating from the gun, Burrell. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Burrell. Yeah, that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
2nd and 12. Throwing here, Purdy. Pass caught by Pearsall. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
A gain of 19 yards. And the 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Purdy from the gun. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll run on first down. Thorpe. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter of play. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Purdy. He finds his man. Complete. It's Stevenson. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Get set, get set. Run around, son.
Now a give, right side. Thorpe. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are able to stretch out their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Operating from the gun. Burrell eyes the crossing route, and he finds Pittman. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Panther Street, 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Keep the ball moving, keep the ball moving.
A give running right is Hall. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Off the play fake. Burrell. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Go! 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Looking to throw. Burrell. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 28. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Straight ahead is Hall. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 25, here's 2nd down and 7.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves. Go.
Now the first carry here for the running back. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Here we go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Back to throw. Burrell. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Cougar 19.
They'll run with Hall.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Check, Bobcat, check. Set up. 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Set up.
Hall again. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Jets have cut it back within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
On 2nd and 10. Purdy. Here's White. They set up the screen.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 39. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. That went out wide and intercepted. Pick made by Terrell Bernard. And the Jets will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Nothing too fancy, just a carry up the middle, but a successful carry up the middle against this 3-4 defense.
And to be able to do that, what do you have to control? The nose guard, right? Got to be able to move him, otherwise you're not getting anything up the middle. Nice job by the center. Got a little help from one of his friends playing guard.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Ready? Half the 60, half the 60. Hurt. Ready?
Here's Hall again. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here we go. Cowboy 80.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jets have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 14-10. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Purdy. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Now a 2nd and 6. Purdy will look to throw again here. Got a man. That's Ayuk. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
49er first down. A gain of 13 yards. First down, San Francisco.
Get set. 18, watch out.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. On the move past the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Stevenson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
It's set. 18. What's up?
Out of the gun, Purdy. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Purdy sets up to throw again. This is caught. And the Niners are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
That's another 49er first down. First and goal.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Off the option, that's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up second and goal.
And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. This Jet defense so far standing tall. They need another stop now, third and goal. Purdy now to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the fourth quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. Gets around him. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. New York offense taking over for their next possession. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
From the gun on third down, Burrell. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded just inside the 20. 51 yards on the punt there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense him saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Shotgun now with Purdy.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Purdy looking to throw.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Second and 8 coming from the 19. Looking to throw. Burrell. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Burrell. That's downfield. He's got Taylor. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. Hall on a give up the middle. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Second and 11. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 30. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
They go play action here on first down. Throw right side, Wilson. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Set. 70 Lions. Let's go.
Off play action. Burrell. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. first and goal, looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on second and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Check out.
A handoff for Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
It's third down and goal to go.
Operating from the gun, Burrell. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Michael Pittman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jets are able to extend their lead. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
That's the score. Jets 21.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Their own 28-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Snap will come from the 31 on second and 7. Now Purdy. They'll get this into the hand. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Jets have recovered.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Here's a give to Hall. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go now. Bravo 80.
Off the play fake. Burrell. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. There's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give to Hall up the middle.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Burrell. And it's caught. And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. They'll look to run with Hall.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
One more time with Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1 yard line. They knocked him back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. Their tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Two yards to go, 2nd down. In motion comes the tight end left. Back to throw, Purdy. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a 49ers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Purdy off the play fake. This one caught by Kittle. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
On first down, Thorpe. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
And the 49ers first down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Thorpe. And some space here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 68 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now Purdy. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Jets are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches say. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us. And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Second and 9.
Let's go now. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Steady.
Hall again. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
This offense so far on third down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Burrell. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Throwing here, Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 33-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Thorpe. And he'll go down at the 28.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Here's Purdy.
He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
But plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on to punt for San Francisco. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Go, Rick, go. Cowboy 80.
They'll run here with Hall. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down. Burrell over the middle and complete to Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off play action. Burrell. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Burrell. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll toss it out right here to Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Burrell. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 42. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Here we go, set. 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
And they'll give them another shot here on the ground. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this third down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
And he's going to be sacked. They came after him. He couldn't get away. And this remains a 2-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Jets. Big-time special teams play here in the fourth quarter to extend their lead.
And coaches preach it all the time. If you can score on special teams, your chances of winning the game really jump up in a big way. Now, I'll let our analytics friends quantify it and give us the exact numbers, but that's what coaches talk about all the time, that extra momentum, that extra bounce you get from a special team score.
I don't have any analytics friends. Those are your friends.
I'll claim them.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position.
It's set. It's set. Watch out.
And they take a knee.
Outside. 18. Watch out.
And they will take a knee here.
Get set. Get set.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So it's a win here for the Jets, and it was thanks in large part to the play of their second-year quarterback.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there. He had a couple of touchdown passes on the afternoon. His guys rallied around him, and they're going to come away victorious.
So for the Jets, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.